Hey guys, today is all about wallpaper, which has totally gotten a bad rap over the years, but as the whole icky, messy, forever, impossible to remove glue situation has become a much less sticky situation in recent times, wallpaper is literally popping up everywhere. And if any of you are like me at all, you have at least 2 or 3 partial rolls hidden somewhere in your house. So stick around because I've got 9 ideas to take that wallpaper off the walls and onto places you may have never thought about. And the last one, well, that's definitely one you're going to want to hear about. And apparently, even Gizmo would like to hear about them as well. Hey there, Tony Zinneman here, North Carolina realtor slash interior designer slash artist slash relocation expert. Yes, that's a lot of slashes, but I don't like to be put in a box or defined by one characteristic. I am so freaking happy that you are here with me today, sharing this journey of wallpaper tips and tricks. Given the absolutely crappy weather this week in Eastern North Carolina, I'm not really able to get outside and share my typical realtor tips and tours. But being stuck inside the last few days has got me thinking a lot about interior design, mostly because I've been staring at the same 4 walls for the last 72 hours, but also because my sister and I were doing some simple around the house projects this week, and one of them had to do with wallpaper. So I was thinking maybe some of you guys would be interested in some of the ideas and tips and or tricks that I had. And considering the fact that I am an interior designer by trade, I thought it was time to start sharing my secrets and my tricks and my tips and definitely my opinions, which if you know me or you stick around long enough to get to know me, you'll learn that interior design is my #1 topic of choice to give my 2 cents on. So if this sounds like something that any of you guys are interested in, even in the slightest, then leave me a note in the comments and give this video a big thumbs up. I would love to hear your thoughts and ideas, and maybe it would inspire me for my next video. First up, wallpaper on furniture. It's definitely not a new concept, but I think that people forget it's such an easy upgrade nowadays. If you have like a plain old bookcase that you've covered with, I don't know, all the knickknacks and all the photos and all the other random pieces of sentimental value that you've collected over the years, you're missing the most important aspect of showing those pieces off, the backgrounds, right? It's literally something no one thinks about until you see it in all its glory. It's the perfect place for a pop of color and some crazy geometric pattern because it's not really super obvious at first, but I can guarantee it will get noticed, which would also bring attention to that crystal flying pig that your mom gave you last Christmas, but literally has 0 function. And you don't want to get rid of it because it was a gift from your mom. And what about that old dresser or credenza that you don't want to get rid of, but it's totally bringing down the new weekend redo of the dining room or bedroom? Well, wallpaper on the front of those drawers or doors will upscale those pieces of storage to the statement piece that you always knew they could be. Speaking of drawers, line those babies with some fun, crazy patterns. I know you've seen that one wallpaper style that you love, but doesn't really have a place in the public aspects of your home. So cover all the interior drawers with that stuff. It'll make you smile every time you need a pair of socks or grab a fork or whatever you hide in your drawers. It's fashionable and functionable. And last up in the furniture category, I can't overlook the coffee table. It's one of those pieces that unless you have something special made, they're all pretty basic and boring, right? Yeah, they do serve a purpose. I mean, where else will the shared charcuterie board go during happy hour get-togethers with the gals? But that does not mean that the most often overlooked piece of furniture needs to look like a footstool. Wallpaper the top of that guy and put a light coat of waterproof sealer on it because you're going to spill the wine or the coffee. So you got to protect it. And your basic coffee table has gone from basic to bougie in literally 5 minutes flat. Number 2, I have no doubt that all of you have seen this trend somewhere in your journeys. I'm talking about the staircase. Those risers are the perfect place to show off your creativity. You look at those guys every day, and for some of you, it's the first thing people see when they come into your home. So why not add some florals and create an indoor garden that never needs to be watered? I could use one of those. Or recently, something else that I've run across on Amazon and in some Etsy shops, they sell entire scenes for your staircase. It would kind of like be revisiting your favorite beach every time you walk in the house or up the stairs. Plus, you know, those things, those risers, they get kicked constantly. And those black marks left by shoes are such a pain to get off. Well, if they're covered with wallpaper, only you know what's behind it. And that wallpaper, it'll hide the scuff marks in the pattern. Your stairs are literally going to become the coolest feature in your home. Number 3, I want to talk about ceilings because in my opinion, they are the underrated 5th wall. I mean, who really looks up, right? I personally have always loved adding something fun to a ceiling, whether it was a molding, a fabric, or how about a wallpaper? A cool minimalistic gold geometric pattern would give your space that shimmer and shine that you've been dying to have in that room. Or even more fun, what about a wallpaper of clouds? You could literally look up and see blue skies no matter what Mother Nature is throwing at you outside of your home. And if you've got a coffered ceiling, let's just say you're going to win at ceilings. Number 4, and probably the easiest thing out of all of these ideas, wallpaper art. We all have frames hidden in a closet or artworks that we look at every day and think about how it's kind of time for an upgrade, but I'm just not sure where to take it. Plus, you know, you can go to just about any thrift shop and find super cheap, really cool, really old frames at any given time. Framing wallpaper is the perfect place to showcase that crazy out there design that your other household members have mentioned that maybe it just might be too much to actually put on the walls. Or if you've got leftover pieces that are just too small for anything else, now they don't have to go into a landfill and you've justified keeping them around for so long. Instant, affordable art that you can swap out whenever you feel like a change. It'll be like a gallery wall, but with way more style. On to number 5. Let's say you need a headboard, but you just haven't been able to find the right one, or you really just don't want to spend the exuberant amount of money that those things cost nowadays on something new and bulky. Well, guess what? I've got an idea that might help. How about making a faux headboard? It's made of wallpaper, and you can trim it out with some inexpensive pre-primed molding that you can get at Lowe's or Home Depot, and you can paint that to pull out that, you know, fancy hot pink color that's in your new duvet. It'll add instant drama and it won't take up any space. Plus, I can promise that headboard will be so much more unique than anything the Pottery Barn might have in store. And it's definitely going to cost boatloads less. Perfect for small bedrooms or when you just want a chic look without a major commitment. Number 6, all the trays. You got an old one or 2, or if you're like me, 3 or 4, and they're just lying around, or you found a great deal on a stack of trays at your local thrift shop. I mean, those happy hours really do need something super cute and totally you to carry that wine that's going to sit next to the charcuterie that's all decked out on that newly wallpapered coffee table, right? Plus, they really do make perfect gifts. And with all the wallpaper options out there, you could literally have a new tray for each season and or holiday for very little cost and even little effort. I'm telling you, your friends are going to start wondering how you have enough time in your day to be so crafty. Number 7, it's kind of a weird one, but still super easy and super inexpensive. Lampshades. Lampshades are kind of like the jeans of the decor world. They're always there, but they're often boring. Using wallpaper on them is a quick and easy way to refresh your decor without a major overhaul. And I personally have found many a random plain lampshade at my local thrift shop for so cheap. It's also a really great place to add a pop of a crazy pattern to a minimalistically neutral space without feeling like you overdid it. Number 8, we all have these doors. Some of us even still have those plain builder grade panelist doors hanging around the bedrooms and bathrooms. They do their job, so no one really ever thinks twice about them. But being the always looking for unique and crafty ways to decorate gal that I am, I think twice about those doors. They're literally like a huge canvas that's ready for something amazing to happen to them. How cool would it be to have a personalized door to each room down that long, drastically plain hallway? It would totally spruce up that hallway, and you wouldn't have to take down that row of family photos that you paid a small fortune for. And because of that, you're never going to take those down no matter how old the kids get. And last, but definitely not least, number 9, one of my most absolute favorite ideas, the fridge. I know, I'm fully aware that there are some super cool high-tech refrigerators out there now that you can even watch TV on. But what about that old funky critter in the man cave? No, not the husband, ladies, the fridge. Come on, get your minds right. Or what about that little character you inherited when your daughter decided to move out of the dorms and into an apartment, and it now sits hiding in the corner of the craft room, which, in my opinion, if you don't have a fridge in your craft room, you need to get one ASAP. Get on Facebook Marketplace right now. They both work great, right? But they both also really need some love. So how about wallpaper on the doors? It will add that touch of fabulous that you've been missing among the multitude of crafting projects that lie unfinished for one reason or another, and maybe even provide some inspiration to actually finish them, or at least one of them. Also, if you use the removable stuff, you could have some fun. You could add something uniquely you into that man cave. So whether you're decking out your furniture, sprucing up your stairs, or reminding your significant other that you are a super fun gal, wallpaper is here to stay and to make your space wow instead of whatever. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and it would really help me out a lot if you would consider hitting that like button and subscribing so that I can keep this design train rolling right along. Now go, wallpaper something weird and wonderful, and I will see you next time.